What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of NBA Best Bets with me, Vince Miracle, here on the Cowbell Kingdom Basketball Zone YouTube channel. And guys, we are wrecking in the dough right now. We're bringing in all that green, more green than what's on this monster can right here. You guys, I'm full of energy. I'm full of life today, man. This has been a crazy good run since starting this show on December 14th. And speaking about starting this show, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, why don't you take this second? We're taking pause. Hope you hit it right there, right now. And then wait, pause again and hit that ding, because now you're going to get alerts every time one of these videos come up live right away. Man, like I said, we have been on a massive winning streak as of late. I'm trying to pull up today's show or yesterday's game. So yesterday we had the Pacers -1.5. They came out actually pretty sluggish. It sucked to see Malcolm Brogdon head back to the locker room. The Achilles injury reflared up. He was out for the remainder of the game after only playing 7 whole minutes. That was a miss. 2 units. That's right. 2 units. 2 big bid hitter. Yeah, Knicks -6.5. Big cash. Pelicans 2 units. Oh my goodness, the Pelicans. I told you, whether Lillard played or not, that was one of my favorite bets. You had to pay the premium to find out whether Lillard was playing, but I still liked the Pelicans no matter what. We took Pelicans -1.5 at home. Banger. That one hit. We did miss. We took Moneyline Wolves -125. We lost a unit and a half there, but we're feeling good after winning 2 unit on those previous bets. And, I felt a little nervous. Leo even texted me after he saw the show. He's like, oh, which one did you bet on? I said, I bet on the Suns, -6.5. He said, I don't know. LeBron's coming to the stadium with a cigar in his mouth. Suns should be nervous. Guess what? 18-point blowout. Put that thing on the record. That's 3 more positive wins over only 2 losses on the day, putting us to a total record of 21-11. That's not even counting units yet, guys. I'm still trying to find my sheet to how I can calibrate the units won compared to just wins and losses. But obviously, you'll know if you have more wins and losses, you're making more money. But I want to make sure I present you guys with the units. I'm trying to work on a full Excel sheet that will be presented every single time, like on this side or this side, wherever I have the most room. Hopefully towards the middle of January. I'm hoping to have that fully dialed down. I'm also starting to put my picks on Tally Site. Shout out to Tally Site, keeping me up there and everything like that. So, look, guys, winning feels great. Winning feels amazing. But now, look, we decompress. And now we forget that already happened, because guess what? Today's a new day. New, fresh start. These games don't matter unless you forget about those ones. These are the only ones that now can affect our bag today, and we want to keep filling it here, getting closer and closer to Christmas Day. And no, guys, I will not be having a Christmas Eve spread, and I won't be having best bets, and I won't be having a Christmas Day best bets, and obviously leading into the weekend. It's just going to be family time, but hopefully you've been filling your bag, riding this wave with me. And today, I want to know what you guys are doing. Are you riding the hot hand? It's steaming over here. Are you riding with the hot hand with me? Or are you going to go for the fade? Do you think it's going to get cooled off? I want to know which one. I'm wearing all red because I'm on fire right now, bro. I'm feeling fiery. I'm feeling feisty, and I'm feeling ready to go. Now, before we jump in, I want to remind everyone that this show is brought to you by Fanduel.com. That's right, guys. Fanduel.com. Whether you're setting DFS lineups, whether you're going on the Fanduel Sportsbook, be sure when making your account to use promo code Kings Court. That's right. Use my podcast show's promo, Kings Court, and they'll match up to $500 of your very first deposit. Now, we've went over the games before from yesterday. They're now washed out of our minds. We've shout out the sponsor. Shout out FanDuel. There it is. What's up? Let's go ahead and jump right into these games. First up, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers on the road against the Boston Celtics in the Boston Garden as 6.5-point underdogs. No Evan Mobley, no Jared Allen. Kevin Love questionable. What are the Cavs gonna do? What are they gonna see? A lot of Lauri Markkanen. Gonna see a lot of Darius Garland. Gonna see a lot of Ricky Rubio. Is that enough? A lot of C.D. Osman. Is that enough? Because Boston still got Tatum. They still got Smart. They still got Brown. And now they got Robert Williams back after missing their previous game due to something personal. It wasn't an injury. Wasn't health and safety protocols. He's back. He's in the lineup today. And who knows? Is Freedom going to get rotation time? That's a question you guys got to ask yourself as FanDuel daily fantasy users. Now, I'm personally playing Robert Williams in a lot of my lineups, and at the price that he is, I'm playing a lot of Jaylen Brown. I think he's starting to pick it up. I think the hamstring injury is finally behind him. And with that being said, I like Boston here at home. I like -6.5. Now I get that the Cavs are playing out of their mind, but they've been playing so good this season because they've had the presence of Evan Mobley and because they have the presence of this year's All-Star. He needs to be an All-Star, Jared Allen. Garland's been great. It's going to be hard to see what he can do in that pick and roll situation, but I like Boston here. They should be the favorites. 6.5 is a little bit, so I'm not going to go more than 1 unit. It's just going to be 1 unit on this game, but I do like Boston here at -6.5. We move on to game number 2, where the Orlando Magic are visiting with the Atlanta Hawks, who are limping into this game, but the spread is just so big because both sides are dealing with health and safety protocols. No Trae Young, no Clint Capella. I mean, the list goes on and on. I know I'm missing guys. No Kevin Herter. No Bogdan Bogdanovic. Can this be the time we finally get to see the guy that I've been saying needed to be drafted higher than he was in Jalen Johnson? Can we finally see this guy get some minutes? This guy has the potential to be something special, in my opinion. I think it could be the day where you see a $3,500 play in Jalen Johnson, or was it Sharif Cooper, the point guard, the nice playmaking point guard, gets some run. Obviously, Cam Reddish is going to be interesting to watch, but I name all those names because that's the favorite in this game. But 7.5 points is quite a bit. And then you go to Orlando, you still have the questionable tag on Cole Anthony. Wendell Carter Jr. questionable. Franz Wagner has been great. He's still going to be in the rotation. Gary Harris has stepped up in his minutes. It's so hard to call, man. It's so hard to call. I think 7.5 is a lot. You go over to the total points, 207.5. I don't sense much defense in this game. And if Cole Anthony plays, you know what, guys? We're avoiding the spread on this one. We're avoiding the spread because all the players I named, I don't sense much of a defensive presence anywhere to be had in this game. I'm going to go with the over on 207.5. I think Orlando still has some nice talent, and if Wendell Carter Jr. plays and Cole Anthony plays, it gives Orlando that better chance. So if you guys were asking me, Vince, I want one, tell me which one you would bet on if you wanted to make a bet on the spread. I would ride with the dogs. I'm not saying that's what I'm putting as my final. Remember, I'll do my review at the very end of these shows. Remember, stay through the end for the analysis. But if you're telling me pick a point spread, I'm rolling with the dog here at +7.5 with the hope that Cole Anthony and Wendell Carter both return to the lineup tonight. But for me personally, my personal money is going to be on the over on 207.5. We move on to game number 3, where the Houston Rockets are in Milwaukee as big 9.5 point underdogs to the Bucks. Now look, the Bucks got Chris Middleton back today. They're a very interesting team because there's still no Giannis, and I get that Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton make up such a presence. Like, those two together are special. Grayson Allen's going to be good. Rodney Hood has been good. They got talent over there, right? The Boogie Cousins has stepped up. For me, man, it's just that the Rockets have been playing feisty defense. And I think the line sits like this because of the questionable tag that's on Christian Wood. And this Rockets team gets the return of their number 2 pick. We get to see Jalen Green back. And, you know, Jalen Green, he's good or bad for the team. Sometimes it just is a coin flip on which one he could be. Returning off of an injury, I think they will take it slow with him, so you should still see a nice chunk of minutes for Eric Gordon. This one's a tough one for me because I like the Rockets and I love the way that they've been playing, and I feel like still Vegas underestimates the talent that they have. Şengün has been good. Christian Wood has been good. look, I know this could be a losing day because of this. Like right now, I'm rolling with the underdog in. I mean, technically, it's still pick 'em, but I'm running with the underdog with the over on 207.5. The over in that Orlando Atlanta game. So then you're coming to this Houston game. Just me personally, man, I'm riding with the Rockets. I think that what the Rockets have been doing has something that people just haven't caught on to yet, and Vegas being one of them. They play with more spirit than most people want to give them credit for. The rotation has been solid. Şengün finally getting minutes has looked great in his time down there. I think he is going to be a pesky defender against Cousins. Christian Wood help side has been great, and him in a pick and roll with Jalen Green, if that can finally click, and maybe with time off, and Jalen Green has got to watch the game from the sidelines and see how good his team has played when the ball is moving and not being so stagnant, your turn, my turn type of offense. This is a line where you get a lot of points. I like the dogs. I like the dogs here. I'm taking plus 9.5. I'm not going more than a unit on this one either. This is a very hard day. This was a very tough day to figure out which way I was going to go on a lot of these games. But plus 9.5, I like the Houston Rockets. We move on to game number 4. And this game to me is, again, a game where, Nikola Jokic changes it. It's the Oklahoma City Thunder at home as 6.5-point underdogs to this Nuggets team that when Jokic is on, man, he makes his team so much better. And Eric Gordon has stepped up tremendously in Jamal Murray's absence, as has Will Barton. Will Barton has been great. It's just that the Thunder, although they want to lose, that trio of Lou Dort, Shai Gilgeous, and Josh Giddey have really clicked as of late. And their defense on the perimeter has really slowed everything down for those guys. They have no defensive presence down low, and I sense that Jokic is going to have a field day down there. Now, do you let him go off for as many twos as he wants and just keep throwing guys like Derek Favors at him and say, hey, you're going to get yours, but none of these other guys are? It's just 6.5 points. Doesn't seem like enough to where I don't ride with the Nuggets. It's just there was a stat that came out earlier today, and I read it, and I wish I could quote who it was from, but essentially, and I'm paraphrasing here, is when Jokic is on the floor, he runs one of the best offenses in the league when he's on the floor. When he's off the floor, it's one of the worst offensive efficiencies in the league right now. That's crazy. Like that on-court, off-court percentage. And what if he gets into foul trouble? What if he starts getting there's a lot of what ifs in this game. This one was really tough. The over-under just got raised while doing the show to 213.5, so it could be a high-scoring game. Look, man, I'm rolling with the Nuggets still. I think Jokic is just too good. I think Jokic is just going to have a field day. And the other guys have just stepped up in a big way, especially Aaron Gordon and Will Barton. Like, the way that they're able to get to the court and drive and kick, and then Jokic being so unstoppable down there. Like, I don't know how the Thunder truly slow down everyone when that pick and roll, even if they run a zone, they're so good at crashing the zone to where you have to collide on them and then finding the open guy. With Bones Highland and Austin Rivers and Campazzo throws dimes, man. He's got the web thing. I can keep naming down each person on the roster. It's just, I think 6.5 is a lot, but I like the Nuggets just because I don't think the Thunder have anyone that can truly slow down that presence of Nikola Jokic. So I'm rolling with the Nugs, minus 6.5 on the road in Oklahoma City, and I'm going to do that for just one unit here as well. Nothing too crazy on today's bets, guys. A lot of things were up in the air. You're not going to see too many 1.5 first 2 bets today until you come to this game, where you have the Los Angeles Clippers here in my hometown. What up, Clips? Where the Sacramento Kings have beat them twice this season. They come in as only 4.5-point favorites I believe this is the second night of a back-to-back for them. Just found out there's no Luke Kennard. We just found out there's no Reggie Jackson. So they're going to be a shorthanded Clippers team. You're going to see a lot of Paul George in this game, a lot of Eric Bledsoe, a lot of Nick Batum, possibly even a lot of Justice Winslow. And on the other hand, you have the Sacramento Kings, who are going to be getting back Richaun Holmes. I mean, that's not 100% confirmed yet, but the reports are that the Kings are very optimistic that he is going to make his return to the lineup tonight. They also signed Emmanuel Mudiay over the last 24 hours. Maybe Mudiay sees some minutes as they need to give some relief to Tyrese Halliburton. Look, I like the Clippers here, man, and I'm taking this for 2 units. Clippers -4.5. The biggest reason why is if you look up lineup to lineup, starting lineups, right? Eric Bledsoe on Tyrese. Tyrese has played phenomenal in place of De'Aaron Fox as the number 1 lead guy. He's played great, and I'm giving all the praise to him. He has looked phenomenal. Eric Bledsoe is a dog defensively, and he's going to get as many minutes as he can handle in that time. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be able to truly stop Tyrese Halliburton in that smart mind that he has in the way that they run that pick and roll, especially when you have a guy in Richaun Holmes who's going to be back from his eye injury. And Richaun Holmes is a must-play in Fanduel for me today, especially in this lineup. But if you throw Bledsoe there or Paul George there, they can throw many different heads at him. Justice Winslow, Nick Batum, guys that can just give him fits. I'm not trusting many of these other players that are on the court. Harrison Barnes has been good, but he's kind of fallen off a little bit. He's kind of hit a down slope. Maybe you play him in hopes that he swings it back around. He's going to need to have a 20-point game tonight for the Kings to have a win. So for 2 whole units, I think Paul George, superstar status, Eric Bledsoe's defensive prowess, Zubac's defensive prowess, as well as being able to score on the inside with the Kings, and the Kings being so lackluster as rebounders. I like the Clippers here at -4.5. I am taking the Clippers -4.5 for 2 whole units. And, name one person on this team that's slowing down Paul George. Like, I can see where you guys are gonna be disagreeing with me today. I definitely can. Please let me know down in the comment section below if you're riding with the hot hand, or if you think today is finally gonna be that cool off day after having a nice 8-day run, 6-day run of just heaters. We're 21-11. The streak will possibly continue. We will see. So just a review, guys. This is the review of the bets here for 12-22. We are taking the Boston Celtics at home -6.5. We like that bet. We're going to do that for 1 whole unit. We're also riding with the over on 207.5 for the Orlando Magic versus the Atlanta Hawks. We're taking the dogs here at +9.5, the Houston Rockets against the Milwaukee Bucks in Milwaukee. We are taking the underdogs here at +9.5 for just 1 unit. We are rolling with the favorited Denver Nuggets on the road. Nikola Jokic probably going to have a field day out there. This is one that I'm most nervous about over all of them. I get that today gets a little iffy down here at the bottom between the Rockets, the Nuggets, and the Clippers, but this is the one that I feel most indecisive about because I have been really enjoying the play of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and you can watch the previous videos and see why. But we are taking the Nuggets here, Nikola Jokic, -6.5. We're taking that for 1 whole unit. We like the Nuggets here on the road. And finally, to end out the slate, we are taking 2 full units. Biggest bet of the day, 2 full units, -4.5. Los Angeles Clippers over the Sacramento Kings. Again, guys, let me know what you're doing. Are you riding the hot hand? Are you waiting for the cooler? Leave your comments down in the comments section below. I've been your host today. My name is Vince Miracle. You guys can follow me on all social media platforms of @VM Center. Basketball Zone, Cowbell Kingdom. You guys can follow them on all social media platforms of @Cowbell_Kingdom. Be sure to use that promo code Kings Court when signing up for Fanduel Sportsbook, guys, and they will match up to $500 of your very first deposit. Smash that like button so this show can continue to grow. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, bro, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell button so you're the first one here to see these bets when they go live. I'm not a financial advisor. I am not saying that all these picks are guaranteed. You are taking these picks at your own risk. I wish you all nothing but luck, and let's keep filling this bag and keep on eating. And until next time, basketball fans, peace.